Mrs. P did a lot of research on lakes, and during this entire episode, I talk about almost everything but the lakes.
Yeah, it's really hard to get back to the lake.
We cover things like aquatic aliens. We cover the history of racism in America. We talk about the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, my hatred of multiple states. So stay tuned as we open how many tabs?
Too many tabs. Remember to smile.
Welcome to Too Many Tabs, a podcast where a husband and wife duo sit next to each other at a table. I don't know if you guys noticed that right now, if you look outside, especially if you're in Pennsylvania, it's gotten a little bit chillier. The leaves are starting to fall.
Sweater weather.
It's sweater weather, but more importantly, that means it's Spooktober. That's right.
Yeah.
That sound means that Mrs. P has been looking into things that are a little bit spooky.
A little bit spooky ooky.
Yeah, last week you covered your top six
Top six.
gates of hell.
Yeah, there's a lot of gates of hell.
There
but
are.
I just picked out the top six, although Jersey and PA,
Yeah,
failed.
they were pretty
Lame.
And a lot of people were like, why would you say all these bad things about Ohio? And I'm like, again, you've lived there, you know why. But
I shout out Ohio always.
You're pro-Ohio. I am very much still at war. But we have a couple corrections from last week's episode.
Yeah.
Number one being it was Siberia, not Serbia.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. I misspoke. I meant Siberia. I thought I said Siberia. Apparently, I didn't.
Yep.
My bad.
Yep.
And then I also mispronounced
Turkmenistan?
Turkmenistan. Yeah.
And apologies to all of our Turkmen fans for Mrs. P's hoagie mouth.
I fixed it in the right next clip.
I know you did. We came back to it and you fixed it. But the comments were already
they're
typing.
Unforgiving.
Listen, people get in the comments and they start typing them
Yeah.
early on, which I want to just tell everybody right now, make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, give us those 5 stars. Spotify, 5 stars. Hit us with that review. And if you're following us on Patreon, you can hear us react to your comments on the After Party, our Patreon exclusive podcast that we do every single week.
Yeah, we respond to all the comments there.
Yes.
And we get a little sassy.
We do get a little sassy and we go off on crazy tangents because
for
sometimes with the topics we talk about on here, that reminds you guys of something. And then your responses remind us of something. You can find all of it at Pearlmania500.net. Now, we've gotten those announcements out of the way, Mrs. P.
Yeah.
Which means we can get deep into the lore and the research that you have done.
Guess what happened?
What happened?
I deep dove,
Yeah.
as they say.
Yes.
I deep dove.
Which is
into
crazy.
lakes.
Yes.
Into lakes. See, because I was like, ticket, gates of hell. And then I was like, well, if there's fire gates of hell, what's the opposite? What is the other side of that?
Yeah.
You know, Captain Planet, you got earth, you got fire, you got wind. I don't remember what they are. Water. And so I was like, let me check out these lakes.
You forgot Heart.
I never forget heart.
Heart. That was my favorite one because he was like, Heart. And it's like,
Well, you need heart.
I mean, you
to
do.
fight for the planet.
Yeah, but I think the rat guy won.
Okay,
The rat guy from Captain Planet, I think he's the head of the EPA now.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
Okay,
you're
I
absolutely
just want to throw that out there.
I'm pretty sure we were told early on how this was going to play out.
Don't you remember in Captain Planet, there was like a Russian lady with like a half-burned face. She had a swoop, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that is Melania. I think that's the first lady.
Oh, no.
Because she's like, we will destroy Captain Planet and then I will wear Coco Chanel. She was a Nazi, no?
He was a hero who was going to take pollution down to 0.
Yeah, well, that didn't really work out, did it?
Anyway.
Okay.
So I wanted to look at spooky lakes.
Spooky lakes.
And here's the thing. They're way different. It's a different experience looking at spooky lakes versus looking at gates of hell. But I picked out 3 that I thought had some really interesting lore.
Gotcha. Can I say real fast before we get into the spooky lakes?
Okay.
To me, all lakes are spooky.
You know what? I don't disagree.
I think there's something about still water.
Well, it moves.
Does it?
Yes.
Not enough for me.
Okay.
I need a wave, okay? Because if I
Well, we're going to get into waves. Don't worry.
Can I tell you, when I go to a lake,
Yeah.
I remember the first lake I ever went to, like a big lake,
Yeah.
where you could swim in with like an old swimming hole style lake.
Yes.
And there was a platform out in the distance. I hopped down, I dove into the water.
Yeah.
I was in my 20s. All right, was never a lake guy. Never. I want to be on record here. I've never been a lake guy. I've always been a beach guy. Go down the shore, right? Go to the waves. Part of the fun of the waves, of the shore, is the boardwalk. It's a whole experience, right? It's not just the water itself. So we go to this lake. in Maine. Boo.
I love Maine. Shout out.
We're in Maine. My goal, by the way, of this podcast, by the time I'm done, is to have talk show in all 50 states.
Well, there's a lot of easy ones there.
There's a lot of layups, especially in Maine. Anyway, so I'm at this lake surrounded by white devils on all sides.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're going to swim out to this platform. I got I want to say about 15 feet into the lake.
Yep.
Like swim. And as a smoker,
yeah.
I realized not having a great time lung-wise.
Okay.
Go put my feet down. It goes down forever.
Yeah, it goes down
And
forever.
immediately I was like, no.
Yeah.
No.
I thought something touched your foot.
And something then did touch my foot.
Oh, that's the worst.
And that was probably like, I would, again, if this was the sea, if this was an ocean, I would say it's seaweed.
Yes.
It's just some plant. There's some plant down there. And all plants in water, especially in lakes, feel like they're going to grab you and pull.
Yeah, they might.
They might grab you and pull.
Especially these haunted lakes.
Exactly. And so it was very Creature of the Black Lagoon. And then I finally got out to the platform. And then I remembered a Stephen King movie.
Okay.
Creepshow.
Yep.
Do you remember Creepshow?
Yes, I do.
Okay. In Creepshow, there's a lake that eats people. And it's like...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. There's these 20-year-olds like on a platform in the middle of a main lake. And I'm like, why the fuck did I do this?
Yep.
And then meanwhile, you're like, let's go to a lake. And I'm like, absolutely not.
Love a lake.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. There are almost... I don't think there's any horror movies that are set at the beach.
Yes, there are.
Name one.
Jaws.
Okay, that's not a horror movie.
Yes, it is.
That's not a horror movie. No.
It is the horror of elected officials not stepping in appropriately.
Yeah, but that's not a horror movie.
And then being reelected.
But not a slasher movie.
Jaws slashes those people.
With his teeth. It's a Jaws first thing.
Number one, those teeth, those all are different knives. But splash, 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 splash,
No,
splash.
the horror of Jaws is no. No, I'm just going with no on this, okay?
Because you don't have a good argument.
No, I'm not saying I want to make a good argument. It's that Jaws is more of a thriller. I don't consider Jaws a horror movie in a classic way. Jaws isn't haunting the beach. Is he?
Well, I mean, it just... Oh, look, I just Googled it. Horror movies set at beach. Number one, Jaws, 1975. Directed by Steven Spielberg.
Oh, okay, cool. We're gonna go with. I wanted to know. Let the people know what you're doing right now. What you're reading right now.
I think it's
no.
AI.
First thing, you're on Bing and you're reading an AI summary. You binged it. You binged an AI summary, and then you immediately got what it told you because the AI is in here.
Okay, let's see.
Go to Creepy Catalog. Creepycatalog.com. Best beach.
There's some movie called The Sand.
Okay.
I don't know about that. Shark Attack movies, The Sand.
The Sand is number
eating
19.
people. The Sand is a low-budget monster movie. I think The Sand is eating people.
Just scroll down to the top 5. Just keep scrolling until you get to the top 5 because you got there's a lot in here.
Oh my god, it's like 13.
There's so many. I know there's the movie Piranha. Again, I don't consider these horror movies though.
There's old. I never saw this, but that's the M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, that's
one.
when they go to the beach and then they immediately get old.
Yeah.
Okay.
M. Night Shyamalan.
That's not about the beach though.
He's the only person we don't take credit for in Philly.
That is okay. I met his wife, real bitch.
I met his whole family. They had a birthday party at a restaurant I worked at.
Did I ever talk about this on the pod before?
I don't know.
About
We probably
meeting his wife?
Yeah, I think we did talk about it.
I'm going to talk about it again, though.
Oh, okay.
I worked at Borders Books in Glen Mills, Pennsylvania, and M. Night Shyamalan's wife came in, and she was redecorating, I think, their living room, and they had built-in bookshelves.
Of course.
And she had a color palette, a color wheel, and she wanted specific books of a specific color green for the wall. And I was just like, I don't have time for this. And she thought I was like her personal shopper. And meanwhile, I want to just tell you something right now. I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
I was hungover, and I was about to go on lunch break.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And she tried to get me fired because I was like, do you need help finding like a specific book? She's like, I'm looking for books in this color shade of green. And I was like, no. I just was like, no, I'm not doing this.
Was it Martha Stewart green?
No, it wasn't Martha Stewart green. She had like this they wanted the whole thing to be like rainbow colors. She didn't care about the content of the books. And you know me, I'm a content guy.
Oh, you're a content guy.
I'm a content guy, all right?
Oh,
I'm here to judge books by the content of their insides, not their book jackets, all right? I'm not going to judge a book by its cover. This book, and honestly, what she was going for was green. And I was like, here's the gardening section.
Yeah. I was literally the first thing that popped in my head is Martha Stewart has a gardening book. I think it's literally called her gardening handbook. And it is a specific green color that Martha Stewart, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know if she has a copyright to this specific color, but I know that she like went and mixed a specific color back in like the late 80s, 90s. And it's like her signature green that she has like, I think rights to. I'd have to look into it, but it's like a very specific.
You know my thoughts.
French. I know that she based it on like French aristocracy and like the color green they used in their gardens.
Yeah.
There's like a whole lore about this one Martha Stewart green. And that's what I was picturing when you said green colored books.
No. She wanted, it was like, so the whole thing was like a gradient. So they wanted it to be a rainbow of books. So it's like they had like red, so it's like deep red going into like pink, going into like yellow, like a color wheel, which I'm like, is a great idea. Hire someone to do that.
Yeah.
I was working at Borders Books. It's 2004.
Oh,
okay.
my God, a great year.
So I'm 20.
Yeah.
I'm 2004. I got people coming and cursing me out about the Swift Boat book. You don't remember that? There was a book that the George W. Bush people wrote about John Kerry to claim that his Purple Heart was fake. And then they didn't sell enough copies to booksellers. So then guys like Sean Hannity went on the news, right?
Okay.
And was like, liberal booksellers are trying to hide the truth for you. You should go into the bookstores and yell at them.
So they were pro books back then?
No, so they were claiming that we were hiding the books. And I was like, and I was really having people curse me out, being like, I hate you, you dirty communist booksellers. And I'm like, no, we want to sell you the book. Like
we're capitalist booksellers.
We literally want you to buy the book, but they didn't make enough copies of the book to create a false run.
Yeah.
And it was this whole deal. So then I had like Harry Potter people coming in being like, oh, I have to use Muggle money. It was a whole thing. And then on top of that, M. Night's wife walks in and was like, help me find books in a variety of shades of green. And I was like, no. I don't need this. This is probably the worst job I've ever had. And guess what?
What?
That company doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they partner with Amazon to run their search engine.
And we all know how that
So what's their number one?
Guess what the number one is?
What?
It's fucking Jaws.
All right.
Bleep that.
Don't bleep it. Leave it in.
It's Jaws.
All right. You know
the
what?
The second one is Us by
oh, yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah,
Fine.
Jordan Peele.
I'm just saying, though, to me, when I think of a lake, and I think of a spooky or creepy lake,
yeah.
I think of the middle of nowhere. I think less people. I think very, like too quiet at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not enough lights.
Creepy. I love it.
Yeah. No, you love it. But that's the thing. You don't like dark water, though.
I don't like dark water.
Yeah.
It's listen. I'm allowed to be have
a hypocrite.
Duality of thoughts.
Duality of thoughts.
I can like hanging out in a lake at the daytime, but if that water looks too dark and I can't see my feet, I'm out.
I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't like the lake in the daytime. I don't like the lake at nighttime. I don't like it at dawn, at dusk, any of these things.
Usually I would say that I would try to convince you to like lakes so that I can go live my dream to be a lake person.
No, you just go by yourself.
A lot on this podcast. However, I don't think the research I've done for this episode is going to convince you. I don't think so. I think it's going to have the opposite effect, if I'm being honest.
All right. So listen. We're going to get into these.
Yes.
You have 3 lakes.
3 lakes.
We're going to start off in Siberia.
Yeah, we're going back to Siberia.
And we're going to start off right after this. What a classic TMT intro right there, Mrs. P.
What is it? Not undiagnosed, but like unmedicated ADHD.
Oh, yeah. No. Wholly diagnosed. As many content creators I know, we not only diagnosed by medical professionals, also diagnosed by many a comment section.
Yeah.
Make sure you throw down what you think is mentally wrong with us in the comment section below. We will wholeheartedly take that over any endorsement from BetterHelp.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Hey, real quick, can I just say, I'm just going to hit this button real fast. Fuck BetterHelp.
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
Mrs. P.
Yeah.
Go ahead and hit me with your number 3.
I didn't put these in order.
Okay, these aren't in order.
Maybe at the end you can decide what the number order is.
Okay, got it. All right.
I just put these in an order of how I researched them.
Okay.
So I started back in Siberia because when we were talking about the gates to hell, we talked about how there was a gate to hell in Siberia and how it's so cold, and I would consider that a gate to hell because it's too cold.
And can I say something real fast?
Yeah.
So we're going back to the U.S., back to the USSR.
Yeah, exactly. So Lake Baikal.
Baikal.
Baikal. Baikal, sure, is
Baikal.
located at the southernmost point of Siberia, and it is a short distance from Mongolia. So it's like
Oh.
right there.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
So if you're looking at Mongolia, it's gonna be in that little corner there.
Yeah.
Got it. And real fast before we go any deeper, free Siberia, y'all.
What do you free Siberia?
Yeah, Siberia was conquered by the Russian czars way back in the day, and then when it became the Soviet Union, they kept it. Like everyone thinks of Siberia as part of Russia, but Russia itself really is Muscovy, which is like the Moscow area.
Yeah.
To the like to the east of
Closer to Europe.
the west of the Ural Mountains.
Yeah.
Right, so it's like the Caucasus Mountains.
Where the Caucasus.
the Ural and
come
the Caucasians.
The
and all that.
Caucasians.
Yeah, so that side is really Russia, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the Rus.
Yeah.
The rest of Siberia is a collection of like Asiatic peoples.
Yes.
And they were all completely conquered by Russia, and they used them for natural gas extraction. Like everything you feel about different cultures being colonized and conquered is the same about Siberia. It's just we're very used to that being this giant landmass on a globe and on
Yeah.
a map.
It feels like, based on everything I've researched about Siberia, it feels like they could probably get away. Because, like, once you go into Siberia, man, it's cold.
It's very cold.
Nobody wants to fight you there.
It's very cold.
Nobody
it's
wants
very
to fight you there.
But it's also a desert. Like
Yeah,
because
cold
of like
desert.
it's a cold desert, which is hard for people to wrap their brains around
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times. So yeah, when you're looking at all this different stuff, but that's I just like to just throw that in there, just because I feel like, especially from the Russians, they're always pointing at being like this thing over here. I'm like, you guys literally have conquered one of the largest land masses on Earth, and you hold them as a colony inside of your own country.
Yeah.
Just sprinkle a little bit of
You
that.
just want to talk shit to Russia right now?
Yeah, you know
Great.
what? You know why?
Great.
Because that means we'll get even more comments, baby. Engagement is engagement.
The Russian bots are going to get us.
Yeah.
So, Lake Baikal
Okay.
is the deepest lake in the world. In the world.
The deepest lake.
The deepest lake.
I already don't
Okay.
like it. I already told you at the beginning how I feel. If I can't touch my feet on the bottom.
No one's touching their feet on the bottom of this lake. Also, it is when we talk about like how big it is over 12,000 square miles large. It's actually larger than Belgium.
It's larger than Belgium?
Yes.
Can we pick a place that people might actually know besides Belgium? Is that bigger than Rhode Island?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true.
You don't know that's true?
In my mind, I thought of Belgium and then I thought of Rhode Island. I said it's definitely bigger.
Yeah, I think Belgium's bigger than Rhode Island.
I think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Somebody let
I
us know.
think what about Delaware?
Oh man,
I gotta look up the square mileage. You keep talking. I'm gonna look up the square mileage of Delaware.
Let me tell you quickly about the maximum depth, about how
Okay.
your feet aren't going to touch the bottom.
Okay.
The maximum depth of the lake is 5,387 feet.
5,387
I actually have a great, but what's it called? Look at this. Okay, so this is a profile of all the deepest lakes. So this is Lake Baikal compared to every other lake.
That's gross.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Super deep.
Also, I looked it up. Delaware is only 2,489 square miles.
So this lake is a couple Delawares.
It's six Delaware.
Quite
It's
a few Delawares.
But maybe five Delaware.
5 Delawares.
5 Delawares wide lake.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it is the largest freshwater lake by volume.
Okay.
So when you think of how full it is,
So what you're telling me is we could put a lot of data centers next
we
to
could
that.
put a lot of data centers.
Why don't we put the data centers there instead of Memphis, Tennessee?
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay. Well, there are people that live here, so let's not burden them. Okay.
Okay, but we could put there's also a lot near there. There's also a lot of not people there.
There's more water in this lake than all of the North American Great Lakes combined.
Shut up. That's crazy.
That's a lot of water.
I'm just saying, we could build a data center next to that.
We're not building data centers.
Instead of building it on the grounds of an insane asylum that's been put down outside of Philadelphia.
Oh my God. I hate that story so much.
What,
and
the Pennhurst Insane Asylum?
Yeah, there's a insane asylum that's already being used as a haunted house, which I hate.
Yes.
I hate that that's what they use that for. And then now they're going to demolish the whole place and build a data center.
Yeah.
Don't
for AI.
make me root for the haunted house asylum. Don't make me root for that.
But real quick, though, you know what'll happen?
What?
It's because it's a haunted insane asylum, right?
Yes.
Ghost in the Machine.
Oh.
What if the ghosts...
Ghosts haunt the data. Ghosts
Yeah.
make weird AI.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ghost AI. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Write that one, anime.
This lake is also the world's oldest lake. It's estimated that it's 30 million years old.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
I don't like that we're in the deepest,
Deepest, biggest, coldest freshwater lake, 30 million years old.
in Siberia. There's quite a few weird French comic books I've read that feel like this.
Yeah.
That this is like how it starts. We're like, oh, we're researching. This feels very much like the movie It.
Yeah.
Like, I know they're in Antarctica, but it's just that.
Well, I
sort of,
was
like,
thinking
feel
about, remember the story report we did Under the Deep, where it was like the mermaids were
Oh,
attacking?
yeah.
Because they were like in the deep. It was a whole thing. I love that episode. Throwback. Go listen to that episode.
Bisexual scientists.
Always.
They're banned in Russia.
Okay. So here's the other thing. This is what's called a rift lake, which means it was created by tectonic plates moving. Right?
Okay.
Because there's a rift in.
I thought it was gonna be a rift because there's a portal to hell under there.
No, this is a different episode.
I know, but this feels like this could be.
If there was, this could be.
This could definitely be like the abyss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
So here's a thing that's going to make you feel really safe.
Okay.
Is that because of where this lake is located, it experiences approximately 2,000 earthquakes a year because there's constant movement. And so because of that, in the distant future, this could actually just become an ocean. There's enough water and space, and the fact that it keeps moving and earthquakes keep happening, it could just expand and become an ocean itself.
Well, maybe a sea.
Listen.
I'm gonna go with sea because there's 7 oceans, right? Mm-hmm. And they're big, they're massive.
Yeah.
They're globe covering. Mm-hmm. I think sea. There's rules around a sea.
I think it could be. I think it could become an ocean.
You think it could become an ocean?
I think there's enough water in there.
I'm gonna go with sea. I'm just going to go out there right now and say it could be big enough to become a sea. Mm-hmm. I will say that.
Okay.
I'll give you that. I'm not going to give you ocean status
yet.
We do not allow you the rank of ocean, but
yet.
you can sit on the Ocean Council.
So this lake freezes obviously a lot most of the year, honestly.
Okay.
And when it freezes,
it's Siberia.
Yeah, it's Siberia.
Yeah.
So when the lake freezes, it can get like 6 feet thick of ice. So this is a thick layer of ice on top, okay?
That's crazy.
And you also can see through it because it's clear, fresh water. And so you can see down, and it actually gets like these really cool, I have a picture of it. It has these really cool, like, what's it like? It shatters. The ice shatters in a really interesting way. Yes. So see these fractals? So when you walk on it, you can look down into the fractalization. That's a word I just made up.
Oh, you didn't just make that up.
I made it up.
That's a word that's existed
It feels
for a
like it
while.
could be right.
I heard a whole thing about fractals in nature recently, and it made me go, huh.
Okay, so listen.
Yeah.
When the lake freezes, it can be crossed by foot. You can walk across it. Obviously, you can drive cars across it.
I don't care.
And they do.
I'm going to just say this right now.
Yeah.
I won't. And I never will.
Never
Number
will.
one, I don't think I'm ever going to Russia in my lifetime. I feel like that if there was a chance for that, it should have gone in the late 90s, early 2000s. I feel like not really a great time to go over to Russia.
I don't think
But
so.
number two, I have a rule in general of just when they're like, yeah, it's safe. You can walk out on the ice. I go, no,
No, thank you.
absolutely not.
No, thank you. And here's the thing: is you're thinking it's the ice is going to crack, you're going to fall into the water. That is definitely not going to happen. That is like 6 feet or more of ice.
It doesn't matter.
What is actually going to happen is there's an incredibly high risk of frostbite and deadly hypothermia because cold wind moves so quickly over the ice because it's completely flat. So when you walk across it, you're actually at an incredible risk for frostbite and hypothermia because it's, like you said, it's desert. It's a lake surrounded by a frozen desert. So the wind and cold is just
and there's
insane.
nothing really to stop. There's no windbreak.
Exactly.
I think about when I went to Nebraska many, many years ago. Was driving, had the windows down, and there was a small clump of trees, like I want to say like half a mile in distance.
Yeah.
And we're driving like wind, because everything's corn.
Yeah.
Wind. And we passed this small clump of trees about a half mile away, and it was like the windbreak was crazy of like what the trees caused. So when you're in the middle, I mean, we did 12,000 square miles. 5 Delawares.
5 Delawares.
Imagine 5 Delawares, no trees. 5 Delawares, no trees.
Windy.
Wind. And then on top of that, you're also dealing with the ice is going to be in an even lower temperature than the air above it, possible, or the differential. So it gets that push, makes it even more.
It's like those cheap air conditioners they sell at the As Seen on TV store where it's like you put ice in it and then it just blows a fan.
Yeah, it's just a fan blow. But actually, which was also how they used to keep cool before we had actual AC units.
Yeah.
If you go watch, especially like any movies that's set in like the 1910s or 1920s, it's like they have the brand new fan with you can still stick your fingers in.
Nope.
And there's always like a big bowl of ice in front of it, and they're just blowing that around. They're like, maybe that'll do something.
Maybe it'll help.
And they're like, oh, Lawrence, you're back from that land called Arabia, eh? And you're like, all right.
No. So let's talk about the Russian Civil War.
Okay. What a pivot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So following the Bolshevik Revolution, the white armies were forced to retreat through Siberia in 1917.
So, real fast.
Yeah.
I do need to explain to people who the white...
I was going to.
Oh, you got it. Got it.
Okay.
You go ahead.
You can elaborate, right?
Go ahead.
Because
I'm
you're good.
so happy.
You're my history teacher.
No, that's
the
fine.
country was in civil war, right? Between the people that supported the Tsar, they're the white guards or the white army, and the new regime, the people fighting against the Tsarists, are the red army. Also, there were Czechoslovaks who were also fighting alongside the red army against the Tsarist.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
So that's the white army.
Yep.
Did I do it?
You got it.
Social studies teacher?
You nailed it.
Okay,
The
great.
White Russians.
The whites are pushed back by the Red Army and the Czechoslovaks fighting their way. And what's happening is they're fighting, but they're losing. The White Army is losing.
Yeah.
And as they're losing, they're getting pushed further into Siberia.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, they're forced to retreat, right? They're like, we are losing. We don't have food. It's almost the middle of winter. We have to get out of here. So they're completely retreating while still being attacked, like randomly. They're randomly getting attacked. And this isn't just army people. This is their families. This is also supplies. So it's like the SARS supplies. And they're following along the Trans-Siberian Railway, but also end up at the lake. And this is part of what's called the Great Siberian Ice March. Okay?
And it's one thing to keep in mind, much like in China where Mao moves his troops across China and all these different things. At this time, they don't have the mechanization that we're used to today. So today, if you're going to move a large mass of people, typically you have vehicles. Cars aren't built at this time to cover this.
Yeah.
Tanks were barely existing at this time. Like we're talking about where it's World War I times. So we're still with horse and carriages.
Yes.
We're still dealing with a lot of people moving on foot, especially in bad boots in the middle of Siberia.
Yeah.
And or in the middle of winter. So like this is like a horrific march.
Yeah.
If you ever look into Napoleon's invasion of Russia and especially like what his troops looked like walking back, like it's crazy. Like some of the stats around that are insane.
Yeah.
So it's just like what she's describing before we even get to the lake is an experience that you never want to live through or look too much into.
Yeah.
Because it is a nightmare of its own.
It's a horror.
World. Yeah.
So in the winter of 1920, the Great Siberian Ice March occurred. The retreating White Russian army crossed the frozen Lake Baikal. Soldiers, families, supplies. The wind on the exposed frozen lake was so cold, many people died, freezing in place while walking. So when, like, as people kind of came back to the area in early spring, they could see frozen bodies standing across the lake. And then as the spring came and it warmed up, the ice cracked, and then they just sunk into the water. Yeah.
Oh no.
That's where the horror is.
That is the most horrific.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of World War Z. Mm-hmm. Did you ever read that book or
No.
hear about? Okay, so Brad Pitt made the movie. The movie's whatever, but the book is really, really good.
Okay.
And actually, the audiobook, incredible.
Okay.
But in it, they talk about Russia with this. The whole thing is it's a worldwide zombie apocalypse.
Always zombies.
It's always zombies, but they're the slow-moving zombies, okay? But in Russia, that was one of the things with Siberia. The zombies would walk and they would freeze. Mm-hmm. And so then the Russians, to save ammo, walk around with ice picks and just go into each of their skulls. But it was like the description of them like going through this for years of like, yeah, we retreated into Siberia and then the zombies freeze on the way. So we just walk around with ice picks and chisel their
Honestly?
brains. And I was like,
Smarts.
no, it was one of those things. There's so many things in World War Z where I'm like, that's actually,
You know what?
That's actually
Honestly?
pretty.
Yeah, solution
all right.
based. I like
Build
that.
your house on stilts. Zombies can't climb. I like that.
Okay, all
and then
right.
they made the World War Z movie and they're like, nah, they all run and they pile up and it's actually weirdly pro-Israel.
What?
It's a whole thing.
Okay, so here's an interesting thing. So we know the horrors of all these people freezing to death and
Yeah.
then sinking into the water. But the lake could also be filled with the Empire's gold because the Tsar's gold was being hidden and moved using trains, and also just like people were like designated to be in control of moving the Empire's gold.
Yeah, the treasury.
The treasury. So as they're running farther and farther into Siberia, the Bolsheviks did eventually catch up to some of them, and then they would find these crates where they're like, oh, we've been hunting these gold bars, and then they'd open them and there wouldn't be in there because it was like a decoy.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah,
So then they were actually somewhere else. But there was a huge train crash right at the edge of the lake, and people believe that train was actually carrying the real boxes of gold, and then the gold sank in the lake.
Oh.
And then nobody could get it because it's way too fucking deep.
It's 5,000 feet deep.
That gold is down there.
Yeah, that's too deep.
Yeah. But let's get to something cute. Have you
Okay.
ever heard of a Nerpa seal?
A Nerpa seal.
A Nerpa seal.
No. Are we still in Russia?
Yeah. So, okay, here's the thing. This lake is actually an ecosystem to so many different animals.
Really?
That are specific to the area. That's like their own, like there are things that live in there that can only live in there. And one of the things that lives there is this really cute seal called the Nerpa or the Baikal seal. Sorry, I said that wrong. But look how cute he is.
Oh, he's so cute.
Isn't he the cutest?
Oh my God.
He's a little furry seal because it gets very cold, so they gotta say very furry.
Oh, I love that.
But there's something very interesting about him. He's got very weird teeth. Let me show you his teeth.
What?
Look at his teeth. They're called crab eater teeth because they eat frozen ice crabs. So they have to be able to break them. And that's crazy.
That's insane that their teeth, they're like little chainsaw teeth.
Yeah.
That's so
Don't
wild.
let that seal near you because if he bites you, you're getting it.
Let me describe. First, I'm going to describe to the audio listeners.
Thank you.
Because we need to do a better job about
Okay.
describing things to
Sure.
people, especially when you're showing me
I showed
images.
him a very cute fuzzy seal.
It's the cutest seal you've ever seen. Like Build-A-Bear wishes.
Yeah.
Build-A-Bear wishes. And like, I'm not a seal guy. I
Yeah.
want to throw that out there.
Whoa.
I'm not. I love Kiss by a Rose, but the rest of like seals in general, I remember in the 90s there was a lot of like aquatic movies, right?
Well,
like there
yeah.
was
Free Willy started it.
but there was another one about like this seal that would like come back to like some place, and I want to say like Washington.
I don't know what
I remember
this
watching and being like, okay, I mean like I get it, like we should leave seals alone, but I've
Yeah.
never been like, oh, the seals. I feel like that's more of a, especially a West Coast thing.
Yeah, they
for
love
the United
seals over
States.
there.
They're big into seals. So I've never been like, oh, but like if I see one, like, oh, but that seal was the cutest seal you've ever shown me.
Yeah.
Now you're showing me its teeth.
Yeah.
Which feels very much in a movie where they go to like an alien planet.
Yeah.
Right? And all the little creatures are cute. Oh my God, they're so cute. Look at the little creatures.
Look at the
They're
little
so cute.
fuzzy, fuzzy.
And all of a sudden they go, ah, and they got like the craziest teeth you've ever
Yeah.
seen. That's the teeth.
Yeah.
Those are wild teeth. Each of the teeth have teeth.
Yes. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 ridges on each tooth on each side.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Don't let this thing bite you.
No.
It's going to get you.
Yeah, no, that's how you lose a fingy.
And probably get an infection. 'cause,
Yeah.
Come on.
But I like the seal. I want to pet it.
Don't pet it.
I want to pet it. I'll risk it. Risky
No.
pet.
No.
How they used to say on the internet, risky boop.
Oh,
We
yeah,
go up to
yeah.
like a lion or a tiger, boop,
Yeah.
boop it on the nose.
Okay, so listen. This lake also has its own Nessie. I couldn't find a name for it, though. You know, like the Loch Ness
Oh,
Monster.
it has its own cryptid?
Yes, it has its own cryptid.
Okay.
Actually, it has 2 cryptids. We're going to get into it.
We're going to get into it.
So the Nessie has lots of descriptions. I couldn't find what they call it in Russia. You know,
Okay.
so I'm just going to say Nessie. It's a water dragon that dwells in Makorsky Bay, which is the warmest part of the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And the lure is that it takes fishermen to his underwater kingdom. And he looks like a giant sturgeon with an evil face, or like a lizard monster.
I love that it's a kingdom.
He's got a kingdom.
I'm just obsessed with like, we would be like lair, like kingdom. No, you see, he is big fish with.
He has all the gold.
He has big fish with
He has
old
the
man
czar's
face.
gold down there.
And he is the king because he has the crown. It's fucking crazy.
To placate the beast, the locals have offered fur, jewels, food, and some even practice blood sacrifices.
Whoa.
As well.
I'm
Not
going
good.
to give him this one. Can I tell you?
Yeah.
I'm going to give him this one because as we covered in our dragon episode,
Yeah.
dragon just means big snake.
Yeah.
It literally just means big snake. I don't doubt that there is a giant eel of some
Yeah,
sort
30
living
million years old.
that has been
Looks like
completely
this.
livered. That's
There's a picture of
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
No,
I'm
that's
picturing it.
Godzilla.
I
You're
feel
holding
like
up my
it's-
brand new
it's a
Godzilla.
New Godzilla.
To match the Ghidorah.
Yeah.
But the I don't doubt that there's a giant eel with a weird face.
Yeah.
You know, like a few like
There's a dinosaur in there. It's a 30-million-year-old lake.
yeah, no, this I'm
dinosaur.
gonna give it this one. Russians, I'm giving you this one.
Siberians.
Siberians.
Free Siberia. You
Free,
said
free
it.
Siberia.
So I think you're going to give them that one. I think this other cryptid, less likely you're going to give
Okay,
them.
hit me with it.
Okay, so they're called the Lake Baikal swimmers. And they're underwater humanoid creatures that Russian Navy divers encountered in the lake in 1982. Yeah?
We're talking about the abyss. We're talking about like weird little alien creatures that
Yeah.
are floating around in the bottom of this endless lake.
Yeah, with weird little helmets on. The helmets kind of look like they're wearing a jellyfish. Yeah.
Okay.
So during a regular military dive exercise, working at a depth of 164 feet, divers noticed something strange in the water with them. The divers reported seeing humanoid-shaped creatures that had bodies that stretched out in 9 feet of length and had like these weird helmets on that kind of look like jellyfish.
Okay.
The size of the creature wasn't the only clue that the divers encountered that it was not of this world. They had silver silhouettes and these transparent spheres on their head. And they describe them as looking like an open umbrella, right, over their heads. Once the divers resurfaced, they reported the sighting to their commander, who ordered the men back into the freezing cold lake and told them to catch one of the swimmers.
So, I think they may have had some. Okay. This is going to catch you off guard.
Okay,
I'm going to give them a maybe.
a maybe.
I'm going to give them a maybe that they saw something.
Yeah.
And, but there's a couple combinations on there. I don't know if the tank had the right mix in it.
Okay.
Maybe you get down deep enough, you get a little bit of
A
hallucination.
little bit of that pressure going on.
A little bit of pressure. Maybe there's a little bit too much nitrogen. Maybe something in there that like make you go a little crazy, right? There's maybe a little bit of that. I'm going to give them a
Vodka.
little bit of that. But this is also 5 Delawares wide, 5,000 feet deep,
Yep.
30 million years old.
Yeah. Could be in there.
Maybe.
We don't know.
But listen, right now we currently have congressmen who are walking around being like, there's all these giant things in the ocean, man. Like, I'm like, dude, what is on the Epstein list?
What is
on that list that you guys are trying to bring out They keep trying to roll out underwater aliens now.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Have you seen the prices of Halloween candy?
Yo, listen. I think when people get to the grocery store and they see that Halloween candy prices,
We'll
we're
see.
in for a trip.
We'll see.
So the 7 divers are told by their commander to get back in there and catch one. Right?
I don't doubt that. That also, like,
yeah, for
listen,
sure.
if I was a drunk Russian diver commander and a bunch of guys popped out like, oh, sir, you won't believe what we saw down there. Go get me one. Go grab.
He's smoking.
You know, I'm drinking vodka straight from the glug.
Yeah.
Take a rip. Go get me one. Bring it up, huh? You show me. I don't know why I turned French.
I don't know. There were not enough decompression chambers on shore for all 7 of the divers, and 3 of the divers were left to die because they got the bends when they came back up.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's the most Russian shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
We have more divers.
Well, we can always get more divers, but what is in the water?
We get more divers.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so those are the things when I was looking at the biggest, coldest, oldest lake. This is all the information I found. So I mean, is it haunted? Is it? It's definitely spooky.
Can I tell you how I feel about it?
How?
I'm gonna give it 1. Give it 1 big spooky.
Yeah.
That's 1 big spooky right there.
I think we should take a break.
We
and
should.
when we come back, we're gonna come to America and we're gonna go to Georgia.
Oh,
and it's gonna get weird.
Oh man, that's a different type of horror. Fall is here, and with back to school and the days getting shorter, finding time to cook can be tough. That's why we love Factor. That's right, it's our favorite sponsor. They're back again, and Factor offers a wide selection of chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meals, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. And Mrs. P, what's your favorite?
I recently had this smoky chicken with mac and cheese on the side and a little bit of zucchini. It was incredible.
Oh, no, it's so good. My favorite one is one that I discovered at random because Factor, if you don't choose, will send you like what they think is good based on your meals and stuff like that. And the one they sent me was queso fundido with ground beef and cauliflower rice. And let me tell you something.
Okay.
I dream about this thing. All right? Because it was not only so good like on its own, but I went, oh my God, I have chips. And I ran and got chips and I was eating it like nachos. It only took me 2 minutes to warm up in the microwave. I was in that right level of full too when I was done. Where I wasn't like sleepy, but I was like, I'm ready to get out there. Factor is here to help support your wellness goals too. Because the way they've been supporting mine while I've been trying to work out and suck a little bit of this gut back in, you can enjoy a variety of GLP-1 friendly meals and new Mediterranean diet options packed with protein or savor global flavors with new meals inspired by Chinese, Thai, and Indian cuisine. More choices, better nutrition, and that's why 97% of customers say Factor helped them live a healthier life. More choices, better nutrition. That's why 97% of customers say Factor helped them live a healthier life.
Eat smart at factormeals.com/too-many-50 and use code too-many-50 to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code too-many-50 at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase.
That first lake in Russia, I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Spooky.
A little spooky.
The little?
Yeah.
I don't know how you can out spooky.
I wouldn't actually want to go to that lake.
I don't want to ever go to that.
Cold. Number two, too old.
I would rather go to the portal to hell in Turkmenistan, which people did say is covered in camel spiders.
Yeah, people looked up. And then a lot of people commented like, I wish I never Googled camel spiders.
Yeah.
We told you not to.
We told you not to.
They're really scary.
Yeah. But let us know down in the comments what you think about this Lake Baikal.
So Lake Lanier in Georgia.
Lanier. Okay, Georgia. I already have bad feelings. I'm just gonna. Can I tell you why? It's the South. Let me just give you my reasoning right now. It's the South.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number one.
It's a lake.
Yep.
I already told you like how I feel about lakes in general, especially in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
And now we're talking about Georgia, and Georgia is deep South.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't view it as much now because of Atlanta, but like. Georgia's right there next to Mississippi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Next to Alabama.
Listen, this is a situation you're going to come up with anytime you look at history in America.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was actually thinking about this because in our last episode, I was talking about how I wanted to do, I want to make a YouTube channel where I go ghost hunting.
Yes.
Right. And thank you to all the new subscribers. I have like 500 subscribers.
Really?
Find my page, everybody.
On your new
My
YouTube page
channel.
that has no content?
Not yet. But I'm going to make ghost hunting videos. But the thing is when you're talking about ghost hunting and when things are haunted in America, there's usually, statistically, a dark, storied past that has to do with racism.
Yes.
Always.
Specifically slavery.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Civil War.
Yeah.
And so you can't talk about history in America without looking directly in the face of the Civil War, slavery, and racism.
Well, I mean, you can. You just have to be the Smithsonian underneath the Trump administration. Just say, nah, not that bad.
Yeah.
That's all that.
But that's not who we are.
But that's not who we are.
Yeah, no.
I'm
going to talk about what happened. Okay, so here's the thing. Lake Lanier is a reservoir in the northern part of Georgia. It was created by the completion of the Buford Dam on the Chattahoochee River in 1956.
I've heard of the Chattahoochee.
It's an incredible name. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a song about it. So it's a man-made lake.
It's a man-made lake.
That is built by a dam.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
The lake is 59 square miles of water.
Okay, that is not the size of Delaware.
Nope.
That's much smaller.
Much smaller.
It's still big.
It's big.
59 square miles
It's big.
is huge.
It's just not Siberia big.
It's not Siberia big.
It's named after a Confederate veteran named Sidney Lanier.
Okay.
Okay, and so here's what happened. I'm like, who is this?
Yeah,
Because I don't know, right?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you immediately, because I was going to be like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Because this is the heart of the show. This is how you open up a tab.
Yeah.
You go and you're like, I'm looking for a spooky lake. You find this lake and you go, yeah, but who's this?
Who is Sidney Lanier?
First thing, Sidney
Yeah.
Lanier? Okay, tell me.
Well, okay. So he was an American musician. This is from the Wikipedia page.
Okay, got it.
An American musician, poet, and author.
Okay.
He served in the Confederate State Army as a private and worked on a blockade shipping ship. And then he was caught and imprisoned, resulting in him catching tuberculosis.
Okay.
Shortly after the war, he taught school briefly, then moved to Montgomery, Alabama, where he worked as a night clerk at a hotel and began performing as a musician at the hotel.
Okay.
He then gets married, moves back to his hometown where he begins working at his father's law office, passes the Georgia bar, and then becomes a practicing lawyer for several years. During this period, he wrote a number of poems about poor white and black farmers during the Reconstruction South.
Okay.
Then like the whole thing is like he was always traveling trying to find a cure for his tuberculosis. He suffered greatly with tuberculosis.
Yeah, and he got the tuberculosis in a prison camp.
Yes.
Which for those of you guys who don't know, you can take a look at Civil War era prison camps. Imagery looks the same as Holocaust imagery.
Yeah.
The amount that especially from the North, they starved the prisoners. I mean, we're talking about people who look like skeletons with skin stretched across them. The conditions were horrific. It was just it's horrifying.
Yeah.
Like when the imagery that you see that out of those things. So like him catching tuberculosis is not shocking. It's also a thing to keep in mind. The reason Anne Frank died. Anne Frank died in the Holocaust, but she died of a curable disease that she caught in a camp.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of the fears that we've had, especially for the people living in Gaza, but also here in America right now for the people who are being put in the current camps, of whether or not they're getting the actual medical needs that they need covered. Oftentimes when we hear about these different things, it's like, are they able to get access to insulin? Are they able to get access to basic medical needs? Are they going to get a staph infection? Are they going to catch tuberculosis?
Is there clean water to wash your hands? Is there what are the conditions? And we all know the conditions are bad.
We all know.
They literally call it alligator Alcatraz.
Yes.
Like we know that they're not taking care, and they lack humanity. So like that we know that they're not taking care of people.
Yeah, and so in this case, this guy.
So he gets tuberculosis
Yep.
when he was captured. He had gone to Texas to try to, again, seeking out a cure for tuberculosis.
Yep.
While he was in Texas, he had a self-discovery phase, rediscovered his untutored talent for the flute. He's a flautist, and decided that he loved playing the flute so much, he was going to travel to the Northeast in hopes of finding employment as a musician in an orchestra. He couldn't find work in New York City, Philly, or Boston, so he ended up getting a job at the Peabody Orchestra in Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
He taught himself musical notation and quickly rose to the position of first flautist.
Okay.
And he was very famous in his day for doing a performance called Blackbirds, which mimicks the sound of that species. I don't know.
Okay. So he's playing like the sounds, like
sound
he's a
of birds.
bird playing on the flute. Okay.
Later in his life, he's 39 years old. This is late in his life.
Yeah, late in his life. Well, with tuberculosis, that's pretty late.
Yeah. So he became a lecturer and a faculty member at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, specializing in the works of English novelists Shakespeare, Chaucer, and other Old English poets. He published books about the science of, he had a theory that there's a connection between musical notation and the meter in poetry. So like the idea that like poetry is musical and using the meter process, like he had this whole idea about it and he wrote books about it.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that makes
that's
sense.
who this guy is. That's who Lanier is.
Okay.
And the reason we know who Lanier is and the reason that so many schools, lakes, streets are named after him is because the United Daughters of the Confederacy worked really, really hard to enhance Lanier's legacy.
Explain.
Okay, so I don't know a lot about the Daughters of the Confederacy.
Yeah,
I know that they're part of the Klan, right?
They're adjacent.
They're adjacent to the Klan.
So the Daughters of the Confederacy are a group whose main job it was to make the Confederacy seem not that bad.
Yeah.
Like, that was their whole thing. It's like, my daddy was in the Confederacy, and I know you Yankees around here saying that he did all this evil stuff about slavery. But actually, it was about states' rights. Actually, it was about this. Oh, look at the noble members of this whole idea of the lost cause is a big part in Civil War Reconstruction myths and all these different things. Eventually, when we get Birth of a Nation with the Klan, which was a movie by W.E.B. Du Bois, which we talked about in a different episode, the George Dale episode, when eventually, like, this rewriting of the history, which we're kind of seeing like right now, right? Like, we're seeing this exact same thing happen right now when you go to conservative circles and see how they talk about January 6th.
Yeah.
Right? We all watched it on TV. We all saw it was an insurrection. We all saw a mob full of people who wanted to violently overthrow the government, attempt to do that, and fail, right? And now it's being rewritten of, actually, they were being slowly pushed by secret FBI agents. Actually, they were doing this thing. Actually, it was this other whole thing. And so they come in and they try to throw in and muddy the waters.
Yeah.
So they're always trying to look for, you know, these nobles who were just caught in this tragedy. It's a tragedy.
Yeah.
They had to fight the war. It was inevitable. There was no way we couldn't fight the Civil War type of thing. A big one they love to point to is Robert E. Lee.
Oh my God.
They love to say that, like, Robert E. Lee didn't fight on behalf of slavery. He fought on behalf of Virginia. Like, he fought on behalf of his people and all these different things. And it just so happened to be that his people loved to enslave human beings and set up rape farms.
Yeah.
Like, that is like a thing that they also love to sprinkle in there. And like,
they like to leave that part out, actually.
they like to gloss all of that over.
Yeah.
And it's the Daughters of the Confederacy are there. And on top of that, they wouldn't get as much pushback because they were women.
Yes, exactly.
So there are women who could come in and say, actually, my daddy was a good man. And who's going to tell a woman with no voting rights back then?
Yeah, and that's what when I opened up his page and I started looking into him, I was like, oh, based on his bio, based on the things this man did and accomplished, I was like, I feel like he wouldn't want Confederate things named after him. Like, it feels like he's an artist. He's a guy who enjoys music and education, and like, I don't know, but I also don't know the history of this person.
Yeah.
And I also know that, again, history is written by the victors and it's being written by the Daughters of the Confederacy. So they're trying, like, he could have done these things, but also I can't trust that they're not being like peppered up to make it seem like he was really great because they wanted names.
Yeah,
you know
they want one of the good ones.
Yes.
They want to make him one of the good ones and then point to him and say, you know, if they lied, and by they I mean the Northerners, if Northerners are lying to you about Sidney Lanier, then what else are they lying about? Maybe actually Jefferson Davis was a good guy. You know what I mean? Like, this is the type of stuff that
Jefferson Davis was not a good guy.
But one of the things that I want to point out is what they're doing is actually one of the reasons why I hate AI, and especially Sora version 2 that's just dropped, is they're taking a dead person and they're creating a whole new narrative around them.
Yeah.
And much like a marionette puppet of a corpse, they're now play acting him and then putting him on everything.
Yeah.
And I talked about this on Crashing Out with Phil DeFranco last week. I saw so many videos of like Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
Like being like Martin Luther King, I have a dream of a Jet 2 holiday. Just like random shit like this where I saw so many images and videos. And like, we don't know, we have a light bio of Lanier. We have a very, very light bio of him. So we can say maybe he wasn't racist, but we also don't know.
We don't know.
He chose to, he stayed in Alabama. He moved up to Baltimore, which Maryland still, I know now when people look at like down to about Virginia, you think of that as like the North and you think of that as like a separation, but like, the Delaware was under military occupation by Abraham Lincoln because Delaware was a slave state. If you go to southern Delaware, which we go to often, there's a ton of Confederate flags.
Yeah.
There's all these different
That's not why we go there.
That's not why we go there.
Beach.
We go there for the beach.
We go there for the gay beach.
And for the tax-free shopping.
The gay beach and the tax-free shopping.
You have to drive past a lot of farms with Confederate flags on them.
Yeah.
The same thing when you're on that peninsula of Maryland. Maryland was under military. Maryland was a slave state. The Mason-Dixon line, which decided where slavery was, that line is the border of Maryland and Pennsylvania. Like, that's the line. That's why there's so many. When we did the episode about we're doing a lot of tie-ins this one.
Yeah.
But the Harriet Tubman episode we did, where we read the Bob the Drag Queen's book and talked about those areas and then found out where she was born. That's in Maryland on the peninsula that holds Delaware. When we talk about the Underground Railroad in general, there's so many spots that are especially around this area of Pennsylvania we live in as a way to get even further north, and that you'll find along this line because like that's where the line is. Like we think of the South as Georgia.
Yeah.
There's people I know who don't think of North Carolina as the South because it has north in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like South Carolina was the first state to secede.
Yeah.
Like it goes as far west as Texas, but there were battles that were also fought in New Mexico and Arizona. Like the history of slavery especially, but also on the history of the Confederacy is so wide and covers such a bigger area. And for some of us are thinking about it a lot more this week because of the Supreme Court's movements of what they may be doing to the Voting Rights Act.
Yeah.
And that's a completely different story.
That's different.
But we're here to talk about, believe it or not, a lake.
This started with a lake.
And we're going to get to that right after this. Fall is here, which means it's time for clothing that actually gets the job done. Warm, durable, and built to last, Quince has the fall staples you'll actually wear again and again. With 100% Mongolian cashmere from just $60, classic fit denim, and real leather and wool outerwear that looks sharp and holds up, you're gonna love getting bundled up.
I recently got one of the 100% organic cotton sweaters.
Ooh.
It's incredible. And I can't wait to actually wear it in the summer too, because it's like layerable for now, but it's one of those ones you could wear at the beach right when it gets a little chilly. I love it.
No, it's perfect for this time of year when you never quite know what the weather is going to be, and it's also getting you those good staples. By partnering directly with ethical factories and top artisans, Quince cuts out the middlemen to deliver premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Layer up this fall with pieces that feel good as they look. Go to quince.com/TMT for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/TMT. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/TMT. All right. Thank you for those messages, or thank you for joining us on Pearlmania500.net, so that way you don't have to hear any ads or watch any ads, because
we're super good at making ads.
We're super good at making them, but also we also are super good at giving you ad-free content over on our Patreon.
Yeah, we make a lot of content. I've been told. I've read reviews that say we make some of the best Patreon content out there.
But there's a lot that you can get. We're trying to make sure that we give you hours of content a week, and also with a huge backlog over there. So check us out, Pearlmania500.net, and you can always get your shout out.
Let's get back to lakes.
Shout out on the after party when you join us. Now, tell me about this actual lake, because we covered a lot about Sydney Lanier.
Yeah. Because again, this show, Too Many Tabs, I opened a tab and then I'm like, who is this guy?
Yes.
So the lake itself was built by the U.S. Army Corps. Corps. You're right.
I'm sorry.
You're right.
I know. I didn't mean, I don't want to,
You're going to get comments for correcting me like that.
Listen, they were already typing, and I just wanted to hop in, and now they're saying that I'm a bag of shit for overcorrecting you.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's fine. I'll take either one. Engagement is engagement. As long as you give us 5 stars on Apple Podcast.
Please. The construction of the lake destroyed more than 50,000 acres of farmland and displaced more than 250 families, 15 businesses, and relocated 20 cemeteries. And some of their remains. Okay, next sentence.
They okay, hold on. Before you just go blasting past that one.
I'm blasting.
Is this one of the ones where they moved the tombstones but not the bodies? Like from Poltergeist?
Maybe.
They moved the tombstones but not the body. They didn't move the bodies as they pop up through the pool.
Yeah. The lake itself is patrolled by the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, as well as local law enforcement.
Okay.
The states of Georgia, Alabama, and Florida all have rights to the water in the reservoir as it feeds the rivers that go into those areas.
Got it.
So we got 3 different states who have rights to the water in there.
Got it, because they built the dam. These were coming to them anyway. And water rights in America are crazy. They're
Listen,
really nuts.
We cannot talk about that because
know.
we will be here for hours.
I know. I'm just putting a pin in that. Water rights in America are crazy.
If you're
and it's going to be even crazier when we start ripping up these data centers, baby.
Woo! Meow, 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 meow. What could go wrong? So prior to groundbreaking of the reservoir in March of 1950, that before that reservoir was made, there used to be a town there called Oscarville.
Oscarville?
Oscarville.
Okay.
Oscarville was formed in the 1800s during post-war Reconstruction.
Uh-oh.
Oscarville was a prosperous agricultural community. Though not all residents of Oscarville were black, the hugest percentage of the community were. Many of the residents.
So this is an integrated town that is mostly black. And prosperous.
Yes.
And a farm community. Many of these people are going to be freed slaves post-Reconstruction.
Yep.
During the rise of the Klan. Okay.
Yep. Foreshadowing for sure.
Yep.
So residents of the Oscarville achieved higher economic growth than other black communities at the time. Many of Oscarville's black residents had been freed from slavery after fighting in the American Civil War. In 1911, Oscarville had approximately 1,100 residents, 58 of whom owned land. 109 residents rented farms, and many worked as craftsmen in nearby towns, and many residents worked in poultry and in the cotton fields.
Okay.
Now, poultry is a big deal there.
Yeah.
And the more that I read into Oscarville, when people inevitably leave, they go and they open poultry farms in other places. Poultry is a big deal.
This is a big chicken area.
Big chicken town.
Okay, big chicken town. But also what you were saying before, though. So 58 people own land.
Big deal.
And there's 100 families or 100 plus families or so that are renting. And it sounds like they're doing more than just sharecropping.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're actually being able to make some profit, and they're able to do other trades and things like that.
Yes.
So this town is a success story.
Yes.
For what could and should have happened throughout the entire South.
Yeah.
Up until this point.
When they said Reconstruction.
When they said Reconstruction.
This is what they were saying was going to happen. My eyes are rolling.
Yes.
In 1912, a woman claimed 2 black men had tried to sexually assault her.
There it is.
She claimed that she woke up in bed to find a black man in her bed beside her, but all the assailants were scared off by the arrival of her mother. 5 black men were arrested in the county by the Forsyth County Sheriff. That's the county. It's in Forsyth County, in connection with the case. A local black preacher, his name was Grant Smith, made an appeal to the sheriff that the 5 black men who had been detained should be released, claiming that there was not enough evidence in the case to charge all 5 men. Grant Smith also claimed that the woman may have been in a consensual relationship with one of the suspects, and upon being caught by her mother, reported a crime, a defense known as, quote, the old threadbare lie. And this was often used by white women caught in relationships with black men. Preacher Smith's comments about the woman enraged local white community so much that a mob surrounded Smith on the steps of the courthouse and beat him and horsewhipped him. He sustained life-threatening injuries, but did survive the attack. Yeah. So then, only a few months later, in September, another white woman was found beaten and sexually assaulted in the woods. She had been beaten badly with rocks, and she actually died of her injuries. I think we can estimate how this went, right? The common response to any violent attack on white women was to search nearby black communities for the alleged perpetrator.
Yeah.
Right? So
without any evidence.
No evidence.
It was just one of those ones where especially this
yeah.
happened, and this is not just a Southern story. Just so you know, in the United States, this sounds like we're heading towards a lynching, and it's still common. How often have we had to heard this story over and over again without any evidence whatsoever, with the automatic assumption? Listen, there's a crazy story about Liam Neeson at one point, and this is over in England.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, him randomly being I ran around looking for any black guy. It was what the fuck? It's this weird thing. Oh, yeah. How about Senator John Fetterman? Huh? Look up Senator John Fetterman shotgun. Google that one for a minute.
Well, at the end of the video. So the people on the scene, the people that said they were the searchers at the scene, her name was Meg Crow, the woman that died.
Okay.
Meg Crow's body was found to have a small pocket mirror in her pocket.
Okay.
And it was alleged by the people at the scene of the crime that this mirror belonged to a young man named Ernest Knox, a 16-year-old black child. Why he would own a small pocket mirror? Okay. So Knox is arrested at his house and is subjected to a mock lynching. And due to this, a confession was coerced violently out of him. A mob outside the jailhouse formed outside the jailhouse where he was being detained. And in order to keep him alive until trial, he was covertly transported out the back door of the jail to a different jail in Atlanta. Okay. Following the arrest of Knox, 4 other black residents were arrested as accomplices to the crime. The alleged accomplices were Knox's cousin, Oscar Daniel, age 18, Oscar Daniel's sister, Jane Daniel, age 22, Jane Daniel's husband, Rob Edwards, age 24, and another resident named Ed Collins. Rob Edwards, an Oscarville resident, was known as, quote, Big Rob for his distinctive large stature. While all accused were awaiting trial, a mob of approximately 2,000 white demons formed outside actually, you know what? I'm not going to give them demon. That takes away. Like, it makes it so that, like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it takes away responsibility.
Yeah, no,
they're white vigilantes.
No, they're not even vigilantes. These are white psychopaths.
White psychopaths.
But like, no, not even that. No, you're right. You're completely right.
I don't want to rename it.
No,
like,
these are just white people.
Yeah.
There's just 2,000 white people came together real fast.
Yeah.
Just because you've covered so much in this. One thing that sticks out to me a lot, and thinking of the number 5 keeps coming back up.
Yeah.
Repeatedly. And we've had this. Some of you may have heard of the Central Park 5, who were 5 men who were accused of assaulting a woman in Central Park. And the President of the United States, the current President of the United States, took out an article in the New York Times, I believe, stating that they should be executed. They've all since been exonerated.
Yeah.
But the first story in this was 5 men.
Yeah.
Even though it was, they claimed initially it was 2.
Even though there was one guy in there.
There was probably one person in there who ran out because she was having a relationship with a black guy.
Consensual relationship with him.
And then he runs away. The mom immediately says it's 2. That quickly spirals to 5. The woman is, we have no idea who killed her and who assaulted her. Immediately they decide it's this one kid, therefore it must be 4 others.
Yeah.
Because again, all of this is the protection of white women from their mental state for these psychos who are doing the lynchings and all these different attacks and all these different things. Their idea is, look at me, I'm a big, strong guy because I'm protecting, I'm showing, I'm flaring up, I'm peacocking that I can protect all the other white ladies. Look at me, even though clearly couldn't.
Yeah.
But on top of that, the lunacy in this is to then also to say we can loop in any other member of the community.
Yeah.
It's exactly what's happening right now with ICE across this nation. This is like the same exact fucking story. Is right now you will see DHS, you'll see the White House press secretary and others. They will constantly, they love to put up a picture of a guy who's been, this is a guy who's sexually assaulted people. This is somebody who is a child molester. This is a drug dealer. These are all these different things. It's like, okay, sure. That one person.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody's arguing that one person shouldn't be in jail or whatever. We should follow the law on how to handle that one person. It's the fact that you are running through CVS's tackling strangers.
Yeah, kidnapping moms while they're dropping off their kindergartners.
Yeah, and watching, like right now in the United States, I don't know how many of you have noticed this, but when you're driving around, have you noticed that suddenly every groundskeeper is now wearing a mask? Have you noticed that every lawn care company everyone is suddenly wearing the full shiesty mask, like pulled over? They look like ICE guys. The lawn care people are, because they're hoping that white women won't notice that the lawn care guy for the fucking mall happens to be darkly tan.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing over and over again. What did the President of the United States say before he was elected? One of the first statements that he gave back in 2015, he said that Mexico was sending rapists into this country. And the idea being that they were coming for our white women.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing you're seeing from these groypers. It's the same thing you're seeing from all these fucking psychos all the way down. It's this idea that if they, whatever they is, it doesn't matter. If they can get the white women, then that's going to end white men because of one drop rule. It's another thing we don't talk about a lot in this country. But the one drop rule is this idea that if there's one drop of non-white blood in you, then you're not white. It's why me, as somebody who is half Jewish, depending on who I'm talking to, I'm either white or I'm not. Because there's some people who don't view Jews as white. There are other people who view Jews as white. It depends on all these different things. And that's where we get into this whole mix. And this is where that fear, they play into it. And so these 2,000 people who are whipped up into a fervor to attack, the people are already in jail. They're already going to face whatever trial, whatever justice, the law, all these different things. And they go, that's not good enough. Yeah. We need to show for all of the people. And just to remind everybody, before we go back into this is not solely a Southern story. There were lynchings in Pennsylvania. There were lynchings in Illinois.
And New York. And
other different places. Lynchings historically have always been used to keep minority populations, quote, in line, to keep them fearful, to make them know that if they get to a certain level, they can be all taken down a peg or two quickly and rapidly.
Yeah.
And this is always the thought process of these psychos. This episode is about lakes.
Also, I think not to stay in this non-lake discussion, but I mean, the lake is built on horrors, so we have to talk about the horrors.
Yes.
Is that like the power, again, of white women tears? We talk about it a lot. It's always in the discourse online.
Yeah.
It's people make TikToks and Instagram reels and like white women tears, and like people like mock it and they underplay how powerful a crying white woman is.
How many people are getting attacked or getting cops called on them for being not feminine enough in a women's bathroom?
Yeah.
Right? And like that's the thing with trans women. Trans women just wanting to take a shit.
Yeah.
I want to take a shit in a Target. And some lady over there is like, I think they were born a man. I think they were born with a penis.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you might have just picked a lady who didn't put on makeup that day, who honestly has been carrying her entire family on her fucking back for the last 3 years, and she got a bad haircut.
Yeah.
Like the amount of women who are just masculine or butch, who are getting that now because they don't fit into a conform of femininity that is being pushed. Listen, this is about
we gotta get back
to the water. And it was Oscarville, right?
Oscarville
is where these people are from.
Yeah.
These 5 people who are now being surrounded by a lynch mob.
2,000 white lynch mob. Yeah.
Yes.
This forms outside of the county courthouse. A deputy attempts to prevent the mob from storming the courthouse.
A deputy.
But the sheriff had gone home early that evening, claiming he had no idea there was a growing mob. After gaining access to the cells, the mob beat Rob Edwards with crowbars and hung a noose around his neck. The mob then fatally shot Rob Edwards and dragged his body out of the jailhouse to the town square, where he was hung from a telephone pole. Drawing larger crowds.
If you're wondering what a lynch mob looks like, by the way, just look up any imagery of January 6th.
Yeah.
That is 100%. When they're running through, they're looking for specific people. They're screaming their names. They actually built a gallows in front of the Capitol Hill.
Yeah, they had a gallows. They had zip ties because they wanted to wrangle them.
Yeah,
we all knew what the fuck.
We all know exactly.
At trial, 18-year-old Oscar Daniel and 16-year-old Ernest Knox were found guilty and sentenced to death by hanging, which was illegal under state law at the time, as public executions were illegal. Sorry, I double wrote that. The judge, his name was Judge Morris, ordered that the hangings take place behind a blind so that people wouldn't witness it and therefore, I guess, negate the illegality of it all.
Got it. So he did the brown paper, the liquor bottle in a brown paper bag.
Yes, exactly.
The public drink, just so you guys know, in some states it's illegal to be publicly drinking. And so the deal, which you can see in The Wire actually makes a big deal about this. You take the fifth of liquor and you put it inside of a brown paper bag. And
Bing,
now
bang, boom,
the cops it's like, well, I can't tell exactly what he's drinking out of a brown paper bag.
Yeah.
And so, boom. So public execution. Oh, yeah, nobody could actually see it. Therefore, it's not public.
The night before the arsonists burned the blind down, leaving the gallows untouched. The hangings of Oscar Daniels and Ernest Knox drew large crowds, approximately 8,000 people. A piece of rope used in the hangings was kept in the minute book of court records until 1987, in which officially the rope went missing when civil rights protesters demanded it be removed. Yeah.
Was it being used as a bookmark?
Yeah.
Till 1987.
Till 1987 when civil rights.
So when we were 3 years old.
Yeah.
When we were 3 years old, they took the hanging rope out of the book.
Somebody made it go missing. No one acknowledges what happened to it. Yeah?
Okay.
So, starting the day of May Crow's funeral, groups of white individuals calling themselves, quote, the Night Riders, carried out group attacks where whites on horseback would use the cover of night to descend on black communities with the intention of inflicting property damage, injury, and violence to all black residents. They firebombed the local church. How Christian. Many of the Night Riders chose arson. They always committed arson.
Yeah.
The attacks happened regularly for several months. Daily, weekly, always. Many, many residents of Oscarville died in these attacks. Because of the danger and instability caused by these Night Riders, most of the black residents of Oscarville left. Within a few years, 98% of the black residents of Oscarville had left or had been killed for refusing to leave. Okay? Because of the urgency of this situation, black landowners attempting to leave often had no choice but to sell their land at prices far below the land was worth and far below what they themselves paid for the land. Other families were unable to sell their property at all before leaving because they were in too much imminent danger. Many times after a black family fled, any property they had left behind would be destroyed and all livestock killed. White residents would later take advantage of adverse possession laws intended to make better use of abandoned land, to take possession of the land behind the black residents' back without having to pay any previous owners for it.
So they just stole the land.
They stole the land.
So they stole the land, or they ripped them off completely if they could get any money for it.
Yes.
So they most of these farmers had to leave at a loss.
Yes, absolutely. As of 2022, efforts by Forsyth County, again, that's where Oscarville was located, in Forsyth County.
Yep.
Forsyth County. Efforts of Forsyth County to teach the story of Oscarville had been led by loud resistance and people being critical of the efforts in teaching, quote, critical race theory.
Yep.
So right here, I have taught all listeners critical race theory.
You guys just got hit
We're breaking the law. Okay, you can't teach the story of Oscarville in the land where Oscarville used to be.
We can't talk about Lake Lanier without acknowledging the fact that many people died and had their land stolen.
Yeah.
To be able to make Lake Lanier.
Because they want you to talk about Lanier, the poet.
Yes.
They want you to talk about the poet, the Confederate poet.
Well, and this is exactly what we were talking about earlier with the Daughters of the Confederacy. This is that idea of, and a big thing that we've heard over the last few years, especially when it came to anything about DEI, especially when it's come to a lot of different stuff. If you talk about this, it's going to make my kid feel bad about what his pop-up did.
Okay.
Well, okay. Yeah, this is part of...
I feel bad about stuff my pop-up did.
Part of truth and reconciliation is learning the truth and then reconciling with that and then making sure you don't do it again. Because right now, as we keep putting these parallels back and forth of what's happening today and what's happening then, the reason why those parallels exist is because you're not teaching people in the fucking middle. This is about lakes.
So, local legend alleges the lake's haunted.
Oh.
I bet it is. I bet it the fuck is.
Can I hit it with a little haunting real fast?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's the cackle of white women tears.
That's the cackle of white women tears.
You got everybody.
Do you think there could be angry, tormented spirits here?
I think there might be,
I think there fucking could be.
I think this is haunted. This is a haunted lake.
Yeah. One commonly claimed reason for the supposed hauntings is the high number of drowning deaths. There were over 500 deaths between the lake's formation and 2021. One reason being there's so much underwater debris. There's trees and buildings down there because all of those abandoned structures at Oscarville were not demolished before the flooding. So if you get in this water, you could get your foot trapped on the roof of a building. You know what I mean?
Got it. So there's debris. There's all these different things.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like the Oh Brother, We're Out There.
Yes.
Oh, and you guys haven't seen the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou with
should
George
watch it.
Clooney. First, great movie.
Yeah.
Awesome soundtrack.
Yeah.
Very much covers a lot of what we were just covering here, including a lynching and the Klan and all this other different stuff. In that, it was because of the Tennessee Valley Association and a few other different things. A lot of the reservoirs and man-made lakes we have in the United States were authored by FDR under New Deal plans to do infrastructure builds all across America. And a big thing with the reservoirs and dams and all these different things were to build electricity. And it was a lot of big money government spending, especially in the 30s, 40s, and then some of it even carried into the 50s. But there's a very common story of them when they built these lands and built these dams. There's a town here. All right, well, they get everybody out. So some people, if they're white, they paid them. If they're black, they obviously chased them out. All these different things. And so they built the dam, and then one day they opened the floodgates to flood the valley to make these things, and they often didn't clear it out. And so there's a whole scene in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou where they're fleeing floodwaters.
Yeah.
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou also is like the story of the Odyssey at the same time. It's a really good metaphor. It's a really good movie. It's
a good movie.
It's up there for me.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where like if I'm flipping through the channels, I stop on TNT and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou's on.
He's going to make a bag of popcorn.
No, not bag of popcorn, but you're going to get me for at least 2 commercial breaks.
See, I would sit down. I'd get a chili.
No, I'll get in it, but I'm not making...
I'd make it a day.
Okay,
another commonly cited reason for the supposed lake haunting is that several cemeteries were not relocated before flooding.
There we go.
Also, hear me out. Let's say that we have the cemeteries, and then we have, instead of it being like, in my mind, somebody's foot gets caught on the roof of a house while they're swimming in this lake or whatever, I think there are angry ghosts drowning people in there. And I'm not mad at them. Honestly, I'm on the ghost side at this point.
Yeah.
If you're an angry ghost living in Lake Lanier and you're drowning people, all right. Okay. I'm on your side.
Listen, I'm just saying, if you're a white person, don't swim in this lake.
No.
I would just say, because it's a justified.
Yeah.
It's a justified haunting.
When your pontoon boat goes down, I'm going to be like, sounds about right.
Okay. You shouldn't have been listening to Kid Rock on a pontoon boat.
In Lake Lanier.
Drinking Bud Light limes.
No.
That's fucking crazy, bud.
I hope the ghosts get you.
I hope they do.
I hope the ghosts get you.
Oh, my God.
Current day at Lake Lanier, Georgia, like I said earlier, Georgia, Alabama, and Florida all have rights to the water in the
This
reservoir.
haunted, racist water.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've heard, there's this thing called global warming.
Yes.
We kind of touched on a little when we were talking about Captain Planet.
And data centers.
The global warming, the water is, drying up a bit. And so the people that get the water from this area have been suing each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the 3 states are constantly suing each other about who's overusing water.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they all keep suing Georgia, specifically Atlanta, saying that Atlanta doesn't have the right to the drinking water.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine why they would think that Atlanta doesn't deserve the drinking water?
Wow, what is so different about Atlanta than the rest of the rural and suburban areas of Georgia that would make Alabama, the state of Georgia, and Florida not specifically like Atlanta? I'm going to go with, can I tell you what I'm going to go with?
Yeah.
Strip club breakfast buffets.
Oh, my God.
They don't want the water of Lake Lanier to be used for to fill the pans.
The basin.
The basin.
You got to fill the basin and light the sternos.
Yeah, to light the sternos, to heat the water. Yeah. They don't want that to keep the warm and the delicious Atlanta strip club buffet.
Yeah.
I've never been. Oh. Someday I will go.
We'll go.
Yeah, no, we'll go.
It'll be a family trip.
We'll find a gluten-free Atlanta strip club buffet. Because that was when I was growing up and I watched Real Sex on HBO.
Yeah.
It was always, they would like, all right, we're doing a strip club competition, like here in Atlanta. And there was always like a guy at a buffet. I'm like,
they got good
what
buffets.
the fuck?
Good food.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, and that's why they're always suing Atlanta, trying to get Atlanta to not be allowed to use the water. But I think this is, I didn't get any proof on this, but I just did start just writing notes about it, in the fact that all of the other areas of Georgia, Alabama, and Florida that are getting this water are all suburban. Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of farmland and there's a lot of suburban.
And golf courses.
And golf courses.
Yeah.
And I just specifically started writing notes to myself about how the shitty suburban lawns are probably the reason, because we in America love to have little lawns everywhere, but we're pretending we're French aristocracy and we're watering these lawns. A lawn was invented in 17th century France by European nobility at the Palace of Versailles to just show that you're so rich, you're such a wealthy landowner that you could afford to have green carpets of non-productive aesthetic plants. Lawns are useless. They just absorb water and leach chemicals into our groundwater. We need to stop having lawns. I yell about it all the time without a microphone in front of me. But when I was like reading all of this about how these 3 states well, not Georgia doesn't sue themselves, but the fact that Alabama and Florida keep suing Atlanta, being like, you guys are the ones using all the water. And I'm like, you got 4 million lawns. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the people of Atlanta are just trying to drink water.
Yeah.
That's all they're trying to do. They're like, I need to wash my clothes and drink water. And meanwhile, it's just some fat fuck standing outside in Florida with it on the shower setting on his hose, trying to spray down rocks and being like, why aren't things growing? Anyway, that's a terrible retirement. So we have one more.
Like, can you even imagine?
I can't imagine.
I think we need to get on our little winter coats. We need to leave Georgia and we're going to go to Minnesota and Wisconsin and Ontario.
I have a feeling that this lake is going to be great. We've been to Russia, we've been to Georgia, and now we're going to Minnesota?
Yeah, we're going to the Superior Lake, Lake Superior.
Boo! Boo!
Why are you booing it?
Boo!
Don't boo it.
No,
it's a nice lake.
I don't give a shit. I hate that it feels that it's better than all the other lakes.
Oh, come on.
I'm not going to come on.
Come on.
No. Pennsylvania has, we touch one Great Lake. And that one was labeled Erie.
Yeah.
And you don't even have it on your list of spooky lakes.
It's not even on
It's
there.
literally an Erie lake.
Nope.
It's Lake Erie with Erie, Pennsylvania. The whole thing is Erie.
Nope.
You could have called this 3 Erie lakes.
I didn't.
And you didn't. You went with spooky.
I did.
All right.
Okay, so Lake Superior straddles Canada and United States. It's like right at Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Ontario.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the 3rd largest freshwater lake on Earth by volume. Okay. There's a southern shore called Whitefish Point, which is also known as the graveyard of the Great Lakes. More ships have been lost around the Whitefish Point area than any other part of Lake Superior. These shipwrecks are now protected by the Whitefish Point Underwater Preserve. So they're actually preserved areas that you can visit.
Is this where the Edmund Fitzgerald went down?
Yes.
Oh. Yes. Okay. All right.
So,
after this episode, for all the listeners out there, I'll put on Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah. I mean,
is
can
it
we
Gordon
play
Lightfoot?
it? We probably can't.
We can't play it. We can't afford it.
We can't get those.
And we could afford it if more people join us at Pearlmania500.net.
Join
our
the Patreon so we can afford that.
Yeah. Someday, maybe
we're going to get Mr. Beast numbers.
We're never getting Mr. Beast numbers.
Look into the camera. No soul in your eyes.
Oh, okay. Ready?
Okay, go ahead. We got to give him Mr. Beast.
Okay, all right.
eyes.
This is how Mr. Beast would do Lake Superior. Ready
Okay,
for
go
it?
ahead.
We've got 15 people on a boat, all of whose moms need critical breast cancer surgery. And we're going to see if they can survive traveling through, what's the point called?
The White Point? Is that what I said? No, Whitefish Point.
The Whitefish Point in Lake Superior in the middle of a torrential storm. We've just disconnected their radio, but left on the Wi-Fi cameras. Let's all find out together. This episode has been brought to you by Walmart, where you can get Mr. Beast Labs. Mr. Beast Labs, we're training children to really want to do surprise boxes because we figured out how to make kids gamble.
Yeah.
Yay!
And somehow that is better than what we do. according to the algorithm. Love that. On a snowy November evening in 1902, the SS Bannockburn vanished on Lake Superior with its crew of 21.
Okay.
The wreck and crew have never been recovered. Though since that fateful day, this steamship acquired quite a reputation. An apparition of this ghost ship would often be seen during icy Lake Superior storms by many sailors. Some even claim to see the skeletons on deck. It became known as the Flying Dutchman of the Great Lake.
For those of you who have ever been to the Pirates of the Caribbean, that's the ghost ship.
Ghost ship.
The Flying Dutchman is one that's been seen all around the world.
Yes.
They always claim that this is, it's a spooky ship full of skeletons.
Spooky ship.
Oh.
Spooky, spooky skeletons.
Especially in a storm that sounds like this.
He made one sound effect and he's going to make us listen to it.
Well, you know what's crazy is we've already recorded our Halloween special.
Yeah.
We have His Name Was Dusk is on next week, and we do a whole episode where we play a tabletop RPG, and it's a very fun time.
We have a great time.
But that was recorded before I made that sound effect, which I would have heavily used in the edit of the new episode, but it's already done.
Let me really quick show you some videos, because I understand we're talking about these boats are sinking. It's a dangerous water. And you were saying earlier that you think that lakes are still water, right?
Yes.
And the thing about Lake Superior is that she is not still, okay? She is oceanic. These are some waves from Lake Superior. This is what the boats are up against.
That is some crashing waves.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. That is some crashing waves of Lake Superior.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can see the
coast
snow-capped coast in the background.
Yeah. So it's incredibly dangerous. This water is very ocean-like. The way when you see it, it's very ocean-like.
I'll give you that. It's okay, real fast. A Great Lake is a little bit different than a regular lake. I don't like lakes in the middle of the woods.
Okay.
I don't like coming across a lake in the middle of the woods and just being like, well, now what?
You get in it.
No.
Dip your toes in.
No, absolutely
not. Look at the little tadpoles.
No, that's where
Look
the
at the little
creatures
tadpoles.
live.
Put your feet in.
Can I tell you? In the ocean,
Make a friend.
can I tell you? In the ocean, they have fish. They have aquatic life.
Yeah,
In
there's-
lakes, they have creatures.
Okay. Let's see. The SS Hudson sank in September 16th of 1901 near Keweenaw Point. I'm sorry. It is believed that...
That is not what that says at all. No, Key.
You think
No.
that's Key?
No, I think it's Keweenaw.
Keweenaw Point?
Yeah, you're doing KEW, EENAW.
Okay.
Right? I'm going hit delete. Go backspace. You're putting the space after the W. I'm putting the space before the W. I think it's Keweenaw.
Okay.
Point.
I mean, you're probably right.
I'm probably not, because as we've learned, anything in this area of the world,
We mess
we've
up.
brutally pronounced.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The only thing I think I can pronounce, especially that's around Michigan, is like Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
I think I say Detroit wrong.
Yeah. It is believed that it capsized and succumbed to enormous gale. Around 40 years later, as the story goes, a tugboat captain and his mate came upon what looked like the Hudson, rusted and covered in brown sludge. It appeared to be coming straight for them.
Whoa, it's coming straight at us. Get your guns.
When it came close enough, the captain boarded the ship to see if it was in distress. He was met by apparitions of the crew, explaining that they were damned for eternity to relive the sinking of their ship every year on the day it went down.
Okay.
Go ship, go ship, go
But
ship.
for why? Why are they
I
damned?
don't know why they'd be damned.
Is it because of sodomy? I'm just saying.
Let's talk about the SS Edmund Fitzgerald.
It's crazy though that they have all these they're like, oh my God, here we are at Lake Superior. Oh my God, it's so haunted and spooky and weird. And meanwhile, down in Georgia, they're like, stop telling people to not swim in our lake. Our racist lake is doing great. Everybody should move here.
Nope. The SS Edmund Fitzgerald was the last ship that sank in Lake Superior.
Oh.
It sank at Whitefish Point in a storm on November 10th in 1975.
Got
the wreck was immortalized by Gordon Lightfoot in his ballad, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. All 29 crew members died, and no bodies were recovered.
The no bodies getting recovered thing is crazy.
We're going to get into that.
Okay.
Edmund Fitzgerald, the ship, was battered so intensely by Lake Superior that the 729-foot ship was split in half. Okay? That's how crazy these waves are.
Snapped it like a twig.
Yeah. Her two pieces lie approximately 170 feet apart at depths of 530 feet, which is 88 fathoms.
Wait.
Guess what? Me Googling, what the fuck is a fathom?
Yeah, wait, hold on. So 530 fathoms. And they're like, that's crazy deep. But the Russian lake is 5,000 feet deep. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just, whoa.
Okay, so in the Lightfoot song, he says, quote, "The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead."
Oh, he
That's a
says
quote.
like this. He goes, "The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead. Do 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 do." I love a sea shanty.
I love a sea shanty.
There was a little bit there where I got super into them.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did. They like trended.
Yeah,
for
but
a minute.
I came late.
You
I was
came
like,
late.
after TikTok got over it, because there was a lot of people doing like the TikTok sea shanties there for a little bit. And then there was one day I was listening to a lot of folk punk music.
As one
and
does.
folk music. Mm-hmm. And it hit me with a guy who does a lot of like, I think it's Newfoundland, like Canadian songs, but it's all about Nova Scotia and stuff.
Oh.
And but it was a lot of like wives on the widow's, is it widow's porch?
Longingly standing out.
Staring off. Oh, my Johnny will come back to me as the wind blows in.
Yeah.
And he never does. He's been dead. He's been dead the whole time. Get piped by a new guy.
Whoa. Okay, so when
When I die at sea,
yeah,
please
don't
move
say
on.
it. Don't get this recorded.
I'm not getting it. I'm just saying move on.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Leave
gonna
my
move-
chair empty on the podcast forever,
Okay.
though. All
I'm
right.
not allowed to interview other people.
No, you can. You can interview other people, but I still have to have an empty chair.
Oh,
and at my
okay.
funeral,
Yeah.
please wear white and have sparklers go off. Okay.
Wait a minute. I think I know what you're just describing.
Yeah.
So
I'm describing Goldberg's entrance for WCW. Is what I'm fucking describing.
a white suit was a crazy choice. Not even wearing black.
Insane.
Wild choice.
Like, you're supposed to be traditional?
Yeah. How? And she's wearing pants. Huh. Traditional. In pants.
Wow.
Wow.
We put this deep in the episode.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. So he's singing "The lake, it is said, never gives up their dead," and this is because the cold water, which is under 35 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
So they have the cold water, but the lake also doesn't have the right type of bacteria that would actually kind of help decompose a body. And so because of that, the bodies don't decompose and they don't bloat with gas appropriately and they don't float to the surface for many, 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 many days. And so it's actually reported that very often their bodies will just be floating next to the shipwreck without decomposing for quite a long time.
When you say floating next to the shipwreck, you mean at the bottom of the lake floor at like...
in stasis.
But like just next to it.
Yeah, or like trapped in like a window.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That's horrific.
Yeah.
And Nemo's with him? No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
exactly.
Oh, Finding Dory shows up?
Yeah.
No, that's terrifying.
So yeah, this really came to a head. Oh, it's a weird way to say it. There was another ship that sank. It was called the Kamloops. The SS Kamloops rests more than 260 feet deep at the bottom of the lake. The Kamloops sank in 1927, and she wasn't seen again until she was discovered by divers in 1977. Where when they were down there exploring, they discovered the conserved remains of an unidentified crew member floating throughout the engine room. The lone soul appears to be white and waxy, and they named him Old Whitey. And he's just floating in his watery grave again because they're not decomposing properly because they're at the same temperature that a morgue keeps a body.
Yeah. But they're basically, if anyone's ever been to a museum that has anything that's kind of like preserved in formaldehyde, that weird sort of look. So we have here in the Philadelphia area, it's called the Mutter Museum.
Yeah.
And it's a medical oddities museum. But like if you go in there, they'll have like a hand just floating in a jar. And like that hand is from like 1890.
Yeah.
And obviously there's other chemicals and stuff like that. But it's that sort of same thing too. It's like just from the water seeping in through the skin, it gives it that bloat.
Yeah.
But it's not the natural bloat of decomposition that we're used to up here on the surface world.
Yeah.
Instead, it's down there. It's not even a briny deep because it's freshwater.
It's freshwater.
It's the kingdom It's the kingdom of the Nessie.
Let me show you this video. This is from Kamloops. A diver took this video.
Okay.
So this quick video shows what it looks like when a diver is down there in the sea wreck.
It looks very. I'm just gonna describe it.
Yeah.
Let it roll. So
I know you need to see because that's old Whitey.
Oh, that's old Whitey?
That's his
So
feet.
hold on real fast for the audio listeners. What I'm looking at right now is everything is kind of rusted.
Yeah.
And it has that like barnacle look on it of like things hanging off. We definitely feel like we're underwater. Old Whitey, he looks almost calcified.
Yeah. So whoever took this video 11 years ago on
Doug
YouTube,
Bell is his name. We'll link to it down in the description.
He what's it called? He aimed the camera in a way where we're not seeing old Whitey's face,
Yeah,
which is nice.
It's just nice, but we
You
can
don't
see,
wanna see that.
those are his feet.
Those are his feet. Yeah, that's his legs and his feet right there. So he's like slowly decomposing. And I think that this is why people think that Lake Superior is haunted. Number one, it's so angry. The waves are so scary. It's so cold. But also, if you're underwater, there could just be a floating corpse.
Yeah, and it's not like a skeleton. It's
No.
not like a part, you know what I mean? Like you're like, that's just a person who's been here for a while. And you know what it feels like in Pirates of the Caribbean, not to bring it back to that all the time, but like when you meet someone, not the squid face guy, other people that have been down there, they have that similar kind of look to them.
Yeah.
Of like, again, that calcification of the calcium buildup, the different like ways it looks. And we're used to being like, oh, someone's been dead a very long time. They should be skeletal.
Yeah.
That's not skeletal.
No.
The clothes are still intact. His boots are still intact.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
His vest is still on.
Those should all rot and melt away. So that's wild.
Lake Superior doesn't give up or dead.
You should have opened this being like, do you want to see a dead body?
No.
That's how this should have opened.
So listen, those are my 3 lakes.
Those are your 3 lakes?
That's the 3 lakes. What do you think? What are we doing? What are we thinking about these 3 lakes?
Well, okay, I have to rank them.
Okay.
Number 3 is going to be Lake Superior.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3.
Okay.
And then we're going to battle for the top.
The top.
I'm going to tell you because they're different things.
Yeah, it's either the Siberian, the oldest 30-million-year-old lake in the world.
That's the deepest as well.
That's the deepest as well.
That I believe is probably haunted by cosmic level horrors.
Yes.
I think it's Cthulhu level.
Yeah.
I think we're dealing with the abyss there. It's aliens, alien Earth type of feel there. It's a different type of haunting.
Yeah.
But also the horrors of the people freezing on it and
Yeah.
then melting in.
Yeah. Like, you know what it is? Like that, remember that game Don't Break the Ice where you would like tap it?
Yeah.
And you'd have like a person on the middle of the ice. And
Yeah.
if you
Oh,
felt
the reason I don't walk on frozen lakes?
Oh, okay.
Okay, the exact reason I don't walk on frozen lakes? Oh yeah, let's make a kids game out of how you can die.
That was my favorite game.
Why don't we play a
growing
game
up.
called
I loved
Quicksand and Find Dad's Gun?
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
That's what the kids play, right? But brought to you by Milton Bradley. Find Dad's gun and point it at your friend. What?
I'm gonna have to cut that.
What? We'll leave it in. It's a parody of a thing.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
Comedy podcast.
Comedy podcast.
Comedy history podcast.
Anyway, I'm going to go with Russia as 2, mainly because
Whoa.
mainly
You're giving Lanier 1?
yes, because there's more people. There's more people that can haunt.
Okay.
And also, it's a horrific story. I think it should be known by more people that they didn't move the graves.
Yeah.
I think it fits more of the haunting side. Let's look at the difference. Russia, we have, you got the dead divers.
Yeah.
You got probably aliens. You got probably a Nessie.
Yeah.
You got the people freezing while running across it. You got colonialism. You got all those different things.
Yeah.
However, none of that seems spookier than just being in Siberia.
Yeah.
I think Siberia as a whole is its own level of spooky.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to give them that.
Yeah.
It's its own level of spook, okay? I think when we get down to Georgia, you had the opportunity of a place that could have been an example of what could have been. We saw integration. We saw people thriving post-slavery. We saw all these different things and then like the turn of that and the nightmare of what that land turns into. We don't even know what was happening there from our research, from your research at least, before it was settled by these people. We don't know about who were the original natives that were in the area? What did that kind of look like, or any deeper story there, right? So we're missing a lot there. But the idea that all of this was just one day a piece of paper said, we'll get rid of that.
Yeah.
And then they're still fighting over, even after all of these years, these white devils are still fighting over the water rights from this lake, and then still trying to steal it from black people is like an even extra level of like horror scary that I see in there. And that, the history of lynchings, the history of the decimation of the land, all this different stuff that's mixed in there, plus 500 people having drowned in there from 1950 to 2021. Yeah. And then on top of that, the cover up.
Yeah.
Like, listen, you want to throw in a real horror story? Sprinkle a little cover up on top of it, because that way it keeps eating more of our children. You know what I mean? Like, there's that extra level to it. So I'm going to give Lake Lanier my number one spooky lake. Yeah. And I'm going to give Lake Superior the bottom of the list, mainly because fuck you for calling yourself Superior. How dare you? There are other lakes just as equal, if not better than you, Lake Superior. So how dare you think you're ever going to become number one? Oh, look how many songs we have and our bodies don't decompose. Well, are you eerie? Get eerie with it. All right? Someday I've never been to Lake Erie.
You've never been to Lake Erie?
Have you ever been?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never been.
I've been to quite a few lakes.
I looked it up. It's like a 6-hour drive.
Yeah, we can do it.
I tried to figure out like how to fly there. I think
we just could rent an RV, take a road trip.
Oh, yeah.
Road trip in an RV.
We could. It's a possibility.
We could record a podcast from the RV.
We could record a podcast.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun.
The Wi-Fi's not going to work.
No, it won't. I want to say thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you to everybody who's joined us at Patreon. Thank you to all of our YouTube followers, subscribers. Hit the like, subscribe, comment,